well, everybody's going to want to know how you lost the weight, so you might as well tell them.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most heated controversies that have dogged media mogul Oprah Winfrey throughout her extensive career.
I know that this is really volatile ground I'm walking on, and we all can feel it in the room.
Number 10, Maui relief controversy with Dwayne Johnson. In August 2023, deadly wildfires ravaged the island of Maui in Hawaii, causing billions in damage and sadly claiming over 100 lives. In response, Oprah Winfrey and Dwayne Johnson launched the People's Fund of Maui to raise money for the victims.
In this time of need, you want to take care of the greatest need of the people, and that's giving them money.
They announced the fund on social media, kicking it off with $10 million of their own money, but were met with intense criticism. Many wondered why Winfrey, a billionaire, and Johnson, a multi-millionaire, were asking everyday people to donate instead of digging deeper into their own pockets.
Commenters say that the pair could donate all the money needed and make it all back within a year.
Some suggested they direct their appeals towards their wealthy friends instead. Despite the backlash, Winfrey stood by the fund, calling it a really strong idea, although she admitted feeling vilified online.
In the beginning, so many people were calling, asking, where do we give our money to? So I thought, I'm going to give people a place to
create.
We're going to create something. And I still think it's a really strong idea.
Number 9, the Olsen twins interview.
What size are you, by the way?
Size?
Yeah, I always like to know.
I'm really sure.
You're not sure?
Girls and, you know.
That's so interesting.
Back in 2004, famous twins Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were interviewed on The Oprah Winfrey Show. Rumours had been circulating that Mary-Kate was dealing with an eating disorder, and Winfrey brought up the topic during the interview. Ashley quickly dismissed these rumours, however, stating that they weren't concerned with tabloid gossip.
People are going to write what they want to write. We try not to read the good or the bad because it just kind of comes with the territory.
Undeterred, Winfrey probed even further, asking an inappropriate question about their weight that left the teenage sisters visibly uncomfortable. Though there was little public reaction at the time, the interview stirred controversy when it resurfaced in 2021. Internet users slammed Winfrey for the intrusive questions, noting that the twins were minors at the time, and Mary-Kate had to seek treatment later that year for an eating disorder.
She needs to think about herself and take care of herself right now until, before she could go ahead and, please other people.
Number 8, Tom Cruise jumps on the couch. There have hardly been public declarations of love as exuberant as this one.
Something happened to you.
I'm in love.
In 2005, Hollywood action star Tom Cruise appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show to promote his film, War of the Worlds. The discussion swiftly shifted from the movie to Cruise's personal life and his recent relationship with actress Katie Holmes. As Cruise expressed his affection for Holmes, he began displaying a series of strange behaviors, including the now famous moment when he jumped onto the studio couch.
We've never seen you behave this way before.
I know.
Have you ever felt this way before?
It was so bizarre that the typically composed Winfrey appeared to be at a loss for words. The clip immediately went viral at a time when video sharing platforms on the internet were still in their infancy.
I've never seen this!
I know. And I thought, you know what? I have to tell you, no, when you meet someone that's like, you go, huh?
Number 7, Oprah says no to Sarah Palin. Oprah Winfrey is undeniably influential, a fact that was demonstrated in the 2008 presidential election. Her endorsement of Barack Obama during the Democratic primaries played a significant role in his eventual win.
I feel compelled to stand up and to speak out for the man who I believe has a new vision for America.
Despite her clear preference, Winfrey decided not to invite any candidate to her show during the campaigns. This became a hot topic in September 2008 when the Drudge Report alleged there were behind-the-scenes drama about inviting Republican vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin.
That put me in a really difficult position. We received some of the worst hate mail of my career.
Winfrey refuted these claims, but stood firm on her decision to not interview Palin until after the elections, which she eventually did. This move drew criticism from some fans who accused her of bias, pointing out that she hosted Obama twice on her show before he announced his candidacy.
I did not have Obama on after he announced the presidency. I'd had the then Senator Obama on for his book, Audacity of Hope, but that was before he had announced that he was running for the presidency.
Number 6, Michael Jackson interview. Michael Jackson's personal life was the subject of countless bizarre rumors, yet for years he avoided addressing them. That changed in 1993.
When we agreed to do this interview, you said that you would be willing to talk to me about everything, and we haven't discussed one single question that's going to be asked here tonight. Just wanted to make that right.
Very true.
That February, Jackson sat down for an interview with Oprah Winfrey that attracted over 60 million viewers in the US, making it the most watched TV interview in the country's history. Winfrey's questions covered topics like whether Jackson slept in an oxygen chamber, bought the remains of Elephant Man, and if he bleached his skin because he didn't like being black.
How much plastic surgery have you had?
Very, very little. You can count them on 2 fingers.
Perhaps the most controversial moment came when Winfrey inquired if Jackson was still a virgin. This interview offered a rare glimpse into Jackson's private world and was one of the last times audiences saw him before the sexual assault allegations emerged.
It's something that's private. I mean, shouldn't be spoken about openly. You can call me old-fashioned if you want, but, to me that's very personal.
So you're not going to answer it?
I'm embarrassed.
Number 5, the wagon of fat. Oprah Winfrey has long been open about her weight loss journey.
I've been in the struggle, I've been in the storm of losing the weight, gaining it back, losing the weight, gaining it back.
In 1988, she created one of the most unforgettable moments on her show. Winfrey unveiled her new slim figure by whipping off an oversized coat and wheeling out a wagon holding 67 pounds of animal fat, the amount she had lost in less than 5 months. She achieved this by running 6.5 miles a day and relying solely on a liquid diet.
You can do with the help of your family doctor, and if you can believe in yourself and believe that this is the most important thing in your life, as Scott said to us earlier, you can conquer it.
The episode drew huge attention, earning the highest ratings in the show's history. However, years later, Winfrey expressed regret about it, stating that it was simply an ego trip and admitting that she eventually regained all of the weight.
What the doctor said, that you are always going to put it back on, and it's like holding your breath underwater and trying not to rise. You're always going to rise.
Number 4, Oprah confronts James Frey.
The expectations and rules and conventions of the literary community or the publishing community or society in general mean absolutely nothing to me.
Author James Frey released his debut novel, A Million Little Pieces, in April 2003. Chronicling his intense experience with substance use disorder and rehabilitation, the book initially received mixed reviews. It wasn't until September 2005, when Oprah selected A Million Little Pieces for her book club, that it became a cultural phenomenon, topping the New York Times bestseller list for 15 consecutive weeks. But controversy soon struck. An investigative website alleged that Frey had fabricated major details in the book.
In this corner, there's Oprah. In this corner, we've got James Frey to defend himself. I don't know why he's there, but he's there trying to defend himself. Good luck, James Frey.
Oprah initially stood by Frey, but later invited him on her show, where she grilled him about the allegations before a disappointed audience. Frey ultimately owned up to it, attributing his dishonesty to the same demons that drove him to drugs.
Our readers really remembered this as a significant moment because I don't think they'd ever seen Oprah so angry. She really felt betrayed and she let it show.
Number 3, Oprah interviews a gang of skinheads.
What I thought I had been doing was allowing people to see how violent, how abusive, how not smart they were, that I was actually doing the opposite, that I was giving that energy a forum.
Over its 25-year run, The Oprah Winfrey Show featured an incredible variety of guests, from the most beloved celebrities to a gang of skinheads from the KKK. In the late 1980s, Winfrey invited a group of Klan members, hoping to change their minds about black people. This apparently backfired, as the men used her highly popular show as a platform to spout their reprehensible ideologies.
I have to agree with this woman down here who said, I have never seen such or felt such evilness and such hatred in all of my life.
Realizing this mistake, Oprah decided to steer clear of the sensational tabloid topics that were prevalent in trash TV shows of that era. This marked a turning point for the show, which then began to focus on more uplifting, educational, and philanthropic themes.
When you know better, you do better, even if you got to learn it from a skinhead.
Number 2, the world speaks out on Iraq.
It was just over 90 minutes beyond President Bush's deadline for Saddam Hussein to leave Iraq that U.S. warships and planes, there were F-117 stealth bombers involved, launched the opening salvo of Operation Iraqi Freedom.
In 2003, the US-led decision to invade Iraq sparked huge protests around the world and sharply divided public opinion. One of its prominent critics was Oprah Winfrey, who aired a series of controversial anti-war episodes between November 2002 and March 2003. The most notable of these was a 2-day special, The World Speaks Out on Iraq, featuring highly influential figures like Nelson Mandela and Pope John Paul II, who spoke against the war.
People aren't stupid. They could see that what George W. Bush was about wasn't human rights, it was about controlling the oil. And they didn't think that killing tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people in the Middle East was worth that.
Anti-war advocates praised the show, while people who supported the invasion heavily lambasted it. The first part of the special was notably interrupted by a White House press conference, which many saw as an intentional attempt by the Bush administration to silence Winfrey's anti-war message.
The game is over. All the world can rise to this moment. The community of free nations can show that it is strong and confident and determined to keep the peace.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Oprah versus cattle ranchers.
We pretty much support the cattlemen, and we wanted to show our support in some way. So we decided to come up with this little button to show that not everybody thinks Oprah Winfrey has got this right.
In 1996, Oprah Winfrey welcomed Howard Lyman, a former cattle rancher turned animal rights activist, onto her show. The discussion that day revolved around a controversial practice in the beef industry called rendering, in which animal tissues are ground up to make cattle feed. As this occurred during the mad cow panic, Lyman's revelations prompted Winfrey to declare that she would stop eating hamburgers.
If Jerry Springer had talked about, mad cow disease, it would have zero impact. Rosie O'Donnell, Geraldo, etc., limited impact. When Oprah said it, it had a big impact.
Right after the episode aired, beef prices plummeted for almost 2 weeks, hitting a 10-year low. As a result, a group of Texas cattle ranchers sued Winfrey for $10.3 million, alleging that her remarks caused undue harm to the entire beef industry. Following a highly publicized trial in Texas, the jury found Winfrey not liable for defamation.
In Winfrey's deposition, she talks about everything from her dietary habits to the responsibility of telling the truth on her program.
What other controversial Oprah moments did not make our list? Let us know in the comments below.
I am ready for this conversation. With me are top experts, and this audience has some interesting questions and opinions, and I know many of you watching have on your mind as well.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.